Hello, friends. Welcome to today's football predictions on Betcraft. Okay, today is another wonderful Wednesday morning, and we've come once again knowing that a whole lot of games going on across the globe, including the Champions League match and also the European match is going on today. And we selected these games and looked into these matches before bringing it forward for you. Okay, yesterday we actually did not have the first of days. And that happens once in a while. And there's a whole lot of upsets here and there yesterday, but today promises to be different, and we're coming with a double effort on our predictions today. All right, in a short while we'll be looking at these matches, one after the other, and we'll be making our predictions based on recent statistics that we have available, and hoping that today we're actually going to hit 100% in our predictions today. All right. I want to use the opportunity to ask those of us who are coming across our video for the first time to kindly take our time to hit the subscription button down there so that you don't miss out on our subsequent games that will always come up on this very channel on a daily basis. Okay. All right. That being said, let's head to the business of today. Without further ado, we're starting with the first match, which is the toughest match for today. It is actually Barcelona coming up against Bayern Munich in the UEFA Champions League match. All right. Looking at these two, we know that they're familiar foes, and in this very tie, Bayern have actually been quite dominant in recent meetings for both sides. And but we look at recent games for Barcelona first of all, and also by Bayern Munich. And for Barcelona, the home side, they've actually won 5 games in the last 6 matches, but they've also lost one. And Bayern Munich, on the other hand, their away side have managed to achieve 3 victories in the last 6 games that they had. They've also had 2 draws as well as 1 loss in the last 6 matches that they have so far. And when you look at how these two teams fared from home and away perspective, you could see they're playing from home. FC Barcelona have actually won 8 games in the last 10 home matches, and they've also had 2 draws, but have not lost any single match in the last 10 home games that they had so far. And their away side, Bayern Munich have actually won 6 games in the last 10 away attempts, and they've also had 2 losses as well as 2 draws in the last 10 away games that they had so far. And also looking at the head-to-head perspective, you can see that the last 6 times both teams met, it was Bayern Munich who have been winning both home and away, always achieving victory against the FC Barcelona. Okay, but in my own opinion, that may not be the case of this very Barcelona side that we are seeing. This Hansi Flick Barcelona side is actually, having a whole lot of quality, in terms of their play and also the players also. And in this very one, definitely our verdict is actually the home side not to lose actually in this very game. We don't expect to see a Barcelona losing this very match in Camp Nou today. So we expect to see FC Barcelona winning or drawing this very game. That's our verdict. Home win or draw. That's what we expect. Okay. And that takes us to the next. It is also in the Champions League match where we have Leipzig who will be facing Liverpool. And looking at Leipzig, their recent games, and you see that they've been able to win 3 matches in the past 6, but they've also had 2 losses as well, and they've had 1 draw in the last 6 matches that they had. And Liverpool, their away side, on the other hand, have won the entire 6 games that they had recent times. That tells you that it's a team that is in fine form at the moment. And going down to how these two teams have fared from home and away perspective, you can see that for the home side, Leipzig, they've actually managed to achieve 6 victories in the last 10 home matches that they had, and they've also had 3 draws as well as 1 loss in the last 10 home games that they had so far. So it is 6 wins, 3 draws, and 1 loss. All right, that loss was actually in the Champions League where they played out again 2-3 defeat to Juventus in the last Champions League match they had. Okay, and looking at Liverpool also, Liverpool have managed to achieve 7 victories from the past 10 away games that they have so far. They've also had 2 draws as well as 1 loss in the last 10 away games that they had. As a matter of fact, the last 6 away games for Liverpool have resulted to wins for Liverpool. All 6 away games, they have won all of them. We also saw them beating AC Milan in the last Champions League match they had from away. It was a 3-1 victory, against AC Milan on that occasion. And the last time both teams met, we saw Liverpool beating this side from away by 5 goals to 0 against Leipzig. Also, prior to that, they also beat Leipzig by 2 goals to 0 in Anfield. So the last 3 head-to-head meetings that we have this record here, I've always seen Liverpool winning, winning outright against this very side. And in this very game, we expect to see Liverpool, achieving a result against this Leipzig side. It is their way side to win or draw. That's our verdict for that very game. Okay. And that takes us to the next step for today. Also, in the UEFA Champions League match, where we have the young boys who will be facing Inter Milan. Okay, young boys have won 2 games in the last 6 matches, but they've also had 4 losses in the last 6 games that they have so far. And looking at their away side, Inter Milan have managed to achieve 4 victories in the last 6 matches. They've also had 1 draw as well as 1 loss in the last 6 games that they have so far. And when you look at how these 2 teams are fared from home and away perspective, you can see that young boys, have managed to achieve just 3 wins in the last 10 home games that they had, and they've also had, 3 draws and have lost 4 games in the last 10 home games that they had. That tells you a lot about this very side. And the last Champions League match they had was against, Aston Villa. That's the last home match they had, and they lost out to Aston Villa on that occasion by 3-0. Okay. And Inter Milan, their away side, on the other hand, have won 3 games in the last 10 away games, and they've also had 1 loss, but they have had 6 draws, in the past 10 away games that they have so far, and putting all that together, also we will expect Inter Milan side to achieve a win against this very Switzerland side. So it is a away win. That's our verdict for that very encounter. Okay. And that takes us to the next step for today. It is in Europa, Europa League, where we have Galatasaray, who will be up against Elfsborg. Okay, looking at Galatasaray recent matches, you'll see that they've won 4 games out of the last 6 matches that they had. They've also had 2 draws also, and they've not lost a single match in the last 6 matches. All right, and Elfsborg, their way side, have managed 2 victories. They've also had 1 draw, but have lost 3 games in the last 6 recent matches for the away side Elfsborg. And Galatasaray, the home side, have managed to achieve 6 victories in the last 10 home games that they had so far, and they've also had 3 losses as well as 1 draw in the last 10 home games that they had. And Elfsborg, at their away side, have managed to achieve 5 victories in the last 10 away games, and they've also had 3 draws as well as 2 losses in the last 10 away games that they have so far. And there's not been any record of head-to-head meetings for both sides, but in this very encounter, we definitely expect the home side, Galatasaray, to achieve a result in this very game, and it is a home winner shortly. That's our verdict for that very encounter. All right, and that will take us to the next game for today, which is going to be the last. It is in French National, where we have Concarneau, who will be up against Villefranche. All right, and you look at Concarneau, the home side, they've actually had 4 victories in the last 6 matches that they had. They have also had 2 draws as well. And the away side of Villefranche have managed to achieve 3 draws, one win, as well as 2 losses. And then when you look at how these 2 teams fare from home and away perspective, you see that from home, the home side, Concarneau, have actually managed to achieve 4 wins in the last 10 home games that they have so far. They've also had 4 draws as well as 2 losses in the last 10 home games that they have so far. And looking at the away side, Villefranche, the last 10 away games, have managed just a single victory, and they've also had 5 losses as well as 4 draws in the last 10 away games that they have so far. And on head-to-head perspective, the last time they met, we saw them playing out a 1-1 draw, and prior to that, we saw Concarneau playing from home on 2 occasions, and they were able to achieve victory against this Villefranche side, winning 4-1 and 2-0, on both occasions. So each time Concarneau played from home, it's always likely they are going to win in that very home turf. And in this very encounter, we expect to see the home side achieving a result in this one, and it is a home side to win or draw, and under 4.5. That's our verdict for this very encounter, and that concludes our predictions for you today on Betcraft. All right, I wish you the very best of luck, and I hope that you get goals green. Remember to also play responsibly. These are football games, like upsets do happen some of these times. So do not, there's no absolute prediction anywhere. Sometimes things change. This is football. That's what happens in football. But we cannot give you this prediction based on the data that we have. All right, and hopefully we're going to make 100% today. All right, tomorrow is another day, and we're coming up with these predictions on this channel tomorrow. And but until then, keep winning.